In the words of Les Brown, it's not over until I win. Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. It's your boy Gavin here, and I'm back at ReefinRae and ReefinRae's house. And I'm going to show you the rest of the tanks they have in their house. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to support this channel because it really helps your boy out. Let's get it. Alright, so we're back at ReefinRae and ReefinRae's house. Let's talk about your frag service, your frag tank you got going on right here.
All right, so we've got a 50-gallon Lowboy by ZooMed. We really like this tank. It's been a great frag tank. I love the height of this tank because it's great for taking photos.
Okay, what type of equipment you have on this tank?
So the lights on this tank are the Radion XR15s by Ecotech, and then we also have the RMS bar. Absolutely love these lights. It's really cool because they go through all the stages and the moonlight, the white and the blue. They're really awesome, and they really just make the water sparkle. I don't know how to describe that in any other way, but they're really awesome. Love these. And then we also have an ice cap gyra pump on this one as well. We do plan to add another one just so we can have some more flow eventually. So this is a DIY sump. This is a 40-gallon Aqueon tank that we got at Petco. And then I ordered some custom acrylic baffles by a guy on eBay called Jack's Racks. He doesn't have an Instagram or anything, so anyways, I don't know. So right now we've only got rock in the tank. We don't have a refugium or anything in this one. We do run 3 different filter socks, and then we also have a carbon reactor from BRS. So we do have a store, and it's called Frag Nasty Corals.
And they can follow you on Frag Nasty on Instagram too, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, let's talk about some of the corals you have in your tank. So you're selling Zoes, and
we've got acans and trumpet candy cane. We've got hammers. We have chalices. We have GSP. All kinds of mushrooms. We've got some acros, some digi, some blastos, toadstools. Basically, we've got something for everyone
the whole
here.
9 yards.
Yeah.
What's your process? Since I'm trying to get into fragging corals myself, what's your process on fragging Zoes or something like that?
You know, at first it can be a little bit intimidating, but you just got to have your space prepped. So we always like to use gloves. We wear safety glasses, and we have a mask on our face just because, especially with zoas, you have that risk of getting exposed to polytoxins. You also need to have really good super glue, and shout out Gorilla Glue because the Gorilla Glue gel is where it's at. Okay. And we have used all kinds of glue, and that's where it's at. But you want to have the ceramic plugs readily available, and then also if you're doing sticks, you definitely want to have some epoxy. And we're pretty picky about the epoxy as well because some get hard really quickly, and we definitely recommend the D&D brand. That's a great brand to use. But yeah, it's not too hard. You do have to have some patience. You'll want to have some tools like bone cutters and a scalpel and some different things, and you'll also want to make sure that you give your corals enough time to heal. The one thing that's a little bit challenging about some of these designer zoas is they don't always like to be fragged, so you do have to take into account that some of them could melt. It happens.
I'm knocking on wood.
So this is our grow out tank. This is a 40-gallon Aqueon breeder. And so in this tank, we do sell and frag out of this tank, but mainly we leave corals in here that we just want to grow out a little bit before we frag them and move them on over to that 50-gallon.
Okay. So this is basically like another holding tank for you guys. You know, some of your favorite corals, probably some of your starting corals too are in this tank.
So a lot of the corals in this tank are bigger corals that we've bought from tank breakdowns that we didn't want to put in the frag tank quite yet, but we definitely didn't want to put in our display tank. And some of these are some of the corals that we started out with. Like if you look on the very top, the Duncan there, We bought that Duncan when we first started this hobby in 2021, and it was a one-headed Duncan. We paid $15 for it, and now it's just beautiful and big, and it looks really good. So we got a good variety of stuff in here, but like I said, it's not quite ready to be fragged. Well, I say that now. I'm looking at some of these zoas, and I think some of them are ready. Yeah.
Let's talk about like some of the fish you have in this tank.
So this tank's been pretty interesting as far as fish goes. So for the longest time, we didn't have anything in here, and that was kind of a bad deal because we were having to dose sodium nitrate because we needed to dirty it up a little bit. Yeah. But then in one of the tank breakdowns that we bought, it had a royal grandma and also an orchid dotty back, which typically you do not house those two fish together, but those were seeming to do well. We also had a larger female clownfish that was in that same tank breakdown by, but I misspoke. Before we added those, we had one little baby clownfish in there. Well, one day he disappeared, and then the big mama clownfish was rolling around dead in the sand, and it had been eaten by a shrimp, I'm pretty sure. So we've actually added 2 new clownfish, and I think that they're already pretty much paired up. Just bought those from Petco.
Okay. And a lot of folks don't know that Petco has some heat sometimes. I'm telling you guys, like, I know there's a lot of bad rep about Petco, but some of the Petcos down here in Arkansas, we actually have some pretty good Petcos too.
I agree with that too. We've definitely gotten some good fish from there. Like you said, they're going to be hit or miss around the country, but Arkansas definitely has some stores around the area that are fire.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about your sump down here. What you got going on there?
All right, so this is an acrylic sump. It's an RS100. I'm not sure the brand. This is one of those situations. We found it on Facebook Marketplace, drove 5 hours to Tulsa, Oklahoma, picked it up and got it, and we're running 2 filter socks on it. It does have rock in it. We don't have refugium in this one. But we also have a carbon reactor. That is the one thing that we're gonna have on every single tank that we have. It's a must if you're gonna grow good coral.
Oh yeah, okay. That's something I actually don't have on my tank, so.
Well, you need to get with it then.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I'm gonna have Hey, well, thank you for inviting me over. We're gonna check out is this your quarantine tank over here?
Yes.
Okay, let's check it out real quick. So this is your quarantine tank over here, and this is where you're holding, you're holding your fish. I'm pretty sure you're watching out, looking for ick or something like that, making sure they're safe. Or are y'all dosing anything in this tank?
So this is our quarantine tank. It's a 29-gallon Aqueon from Petco. It's a taller tank, and yes, we do quarantine in this tank. Right now, we've got a Hawaiian yellow tang, a flame angel, and a coral beauty, and we bought all those fish in a tank breakdown that we got a couple of weeks ago, and we do plan to do copper and Prazzi Pro on these. All of the fish that we put in our display tank are going to be quarantined through copper and Prazzi. That is a must-have for us. Just so they don't have any parasites or any diseases, especially when you're going into a big tank with rock and coral. It's really hard to capture fish, and we have had to do that before in our big tank. So it's a huge blessing to have a quarantine tank, and in my opinion, a must-have.
Okay, yeah, because a lot of folks, they don't have quarantine, including me. I can't lie, I don't quarantine, but I always respect the people that quarantine their tank, because that means they definitely look after their fish and they make sure all their fish is healthy. Because, like you said, once you get in your system and now you're sacrificing all your fish for one brand new fish, and it's definitely important to quarantine your fish, guys. Well, there you have it, guys. Another successful video showing the passion that us reefers have for this hobby that we're in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and make sure you guys leave a comment. If you got any questions, I'll relay these questions back to Reef and Rob and ReefinRae. You guys stay blessed out there and keep reefing. Let's go.